everyone. I hope you all are good and you all are practicing problems. Let us for now focus on this one. So this is going to be very interesting because we are really going to deviate from what we keep on doing usually. So let us navigate through this question. Two capacitors are there, A and B, you can see, and their capacitance is given, right? 3 microfarad, 2 microfarad, and it is given that they are having initial potential difference of 100 volt and 180 volt. So we are having two individual capacitors. Okay? This 3 microfarad capacitor has a capacitance of this and it has initial potential of 100 volt. It means it has initial charge of how much? 300 microcoulomb. Then we have another capacitor. Okay? This has capacitance of 2 microfarad. Done it, and it has initially it is supplied with the voltage across it is given 180 volt, and so it will be having charge, and that is going to be how much? 360 microcoulomb. So this is the case. Okay, one plate of two capacitors are connected as shown. So this one plate, yani ki this bottom plates are connected as shown. Okay, now switch S is closed so as to connect the cell of 100 volt to the free plate of two capacitor. क्योंकि देखो initially only bottom plates are connected and then there is a battery over here. There is one switch, but these two plates are not connected initially, right? And after certain time, when the connection is getting made, we are asked find charge on two capacitors. Okay, so what will be charge on this 3 microfarad and 2 microfarad? How to navigate through this question? आप देखो ध्यान से, सबसे पहले तो when battery connection is getting made, which plate of capacitors are going to come in direct contact with the battery? This is this plate and this plate, right? If you talk about two bottom plates, these two bottom plates are not going to get connected by or connected with any external source, right? So whatever charge is initially on these two plates will remain constant throughout whatever is happening with these two upper plates, right? So sum of charges will remain constant, not individual sum of the two charges, क्योंकि चार्ज का फ्लो यहाँ से इधर हो सकता है या फिर इधर से इधर हो सकता है. Done it? Redistribution can occur, but sum of charges on these two bottom plates is going to be constant. अब आप देखो ये constant charge होगा कितना? Initially this has a charge of, this was having positive charge, this was having negative, and this was having negative charge and this was having positive. अब आप ध्यान से देखो इस पे charges कितने हैं, sum of charges. So this is plus 360, this is minus 300. So 360 minus 300 microcoulomb. So this is 60 microcoulomb. So sum of charges on these two bottom plates is 60 microcoulomb. It will remain same. अब suppose कर लो जब ये connection हो जाता है, then charge on A is Q1 and charge on B is Q2. आप सोच रहे होगे कि मैम ये दोनों तो सीरीज में है, आप चार्ज सेम ले लो ना. नहीं ले सकते, क्योंकि देखो ये सिंपल ऐसा नहीं था कि दोनों एम्प्टी थे एंड देन एम्प्टी कैपेसिटर्स आर गेटिंग कनेक्टेड विद द बैटरी. इट इज नॉट द केस, राइट? दिस इज नॉट द केस. सो वी कैन नॉट गो ब्लाइंडली अराउंड दिस क्वेश्चन. यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल विद दिस वन. ठीक है, सो मैंने चार्ज डिफरेंट डिफरेंट लिया. कंडीशन क्या है? कंडीशन ये है माइनस Q1 प्लस Q2. Minus Q1 plus Q2 has to be equal to how much? 60 microcoulomb. So this is your Q2 minus Q1 is equal to 60 microcoulomb. अब आप ध्यान से देखो यहाँ पे, if I'm telling charge on this is Q1, charge on this is Q2, let's say here potential is V1 and here potential drop is V2. Potential will drop because of this 100 volt battery, right? So V1 plus V2 is going to be how much? 100. और V1 को आप क्या लिख सकते हो? Q1 by 3, right? So this is, let's say Q1 is in microcoulomb. So Q1 by 3 plus this will be equal to how much? Q2 by 2. And this is going to be equal to 100. Okay. So यहाँ से आप क्या लिख सकते हो? 2Q1 plus 3Q2 is equal to 600. Right? So let's say we are getting two equations. And these two equations are what? This is first one and this is your second one. 2Q1 plus 3Q2 is equal to 600. Let us do some changes. In equation 1, let us multiply that equation 1 with 2. So if you multiply it with 2, you will be getting 2Q2 minus 2Q1 is equal to 120. And now let us add these two. If you add these two, I mean, which one will get cancelled? This thing, and this will become 5q2 is equal to 720, and q2 will be equal to how much? 144 microcoulomb. Okay, and q1 uh, now will be equal to how much? इसको आप कैसे निकाल सकते हो? Q1 will be I mean Q2 minus 60. So 144 minus 60 microcoulomb. Okay, so this is going to be 84 microcoulomb. We have got the charge, right? So after connection is made, this is going to have 144 microcoulomb of charge, and this is going to have 84 microcoulomb of charge. So first thing we have answered, right? Find charge on two capacitors. We have done it. Calculate heat generated in the circuit. This is also going to be tricky very much. So कैसे निकालोगे heat generated in the wire? I mean, what is the heat getting generated in the circuit? So that will be because of heat dissipation in the wire, right? So we need to check what was initial energy stored on the capacitor. So आपके पास देखो ऐसा दो capacitor था, right? And initially it was having certain potential, or it was having certain charge, right? So this was having charge of 300 microcoulomb, this was having charge of 360 microcoulomb, and this was having capacitance of 3 microfarad, and this was having capacitance of 2 microfarad. Okay, so what will be the initial energies on these two capacitors? So अगर आप initial energy लिखते हो ना, you will be writing what? Q square by 2c. So here it is, I mean 300 square, I mean this, if you will do the square, 10 to the power minus 12 by 2, 2 into 3 into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, because c is in microfarad. Okay, and energy on second capacitor initially will be how much? Charge is 360. So 360 square into 10 to the power minus 12 divided by 2 into its capacitance into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, so if you add these two, how much you are going to get? 47.4 millijoule. Okay, so this is the initial energy stored on the capacitor. Now, after the connection is made with the switch, what will be the energy left on the capacitor? First, let us talk about that. So, energy on the capacitor finally, so final energy on capacitor, this was initial energy. And initially there is only energy on the capacitor, right? So this is the initial energy. Final energy left on the capacitor is equal to how much? So charge ka value aap likh lo, 144 square divided by 2 into 2, and you will be left here with 10 to the power minus 6 plus 84 का square into 10 to the power minus 6 by 2 into 3. ठीक है? So this will be near about how much? 6.360 millijoule. Okay, so this much energy is left. Now we should not miss out on one more important thing. अगर यहाँ से अगर तुम ऐसा लिखते हो कि energy, I mean dissipated or lost as heat in the wire, if you write that as this minus this, then you are doing mistake, because see here, initially it was having how much charge? It was having 300 microcoulomb of charge. Okay, so plus 300 microcoulomb say it has decreased to 84 microcoulomb. So how much charge must have flown into the battery? And this is 300 minus 84. If you do, this is 216 microcoulomb. And similarly from here also, I mean initially it was minus 360 and finally it is minus 144. So from here, if you take the difference 360 minus 144, you will be getting 216. So from here minus 216 microcoulomb of charge has flown into the battery. So in this case, I mean when battery supplies the charge, if battery is supplying the charge, it is doing work. But if battery को charge supply हो रहा है, it means work is getting done on the battery. ठीक है? So here energy is getting stored in the battery also, and that energy getting stored will be equal to how much? Charge getting flown into the battery into V. Right, this is the formula, right? So q into v आप करोगे, q is how much here? How much charge is getting flown into the battery? That is 216 microcoulomb. So this is this into what is the potential difference of the battery? That is 100, right? So that is your 100 thing. So 100, and if you see here, it will be equal to how much? 2 6.21.16 millijoule of energy. So finally, energy left on the capacitor is how much? 6 point something, right? 6.360 millijoule. And what is energy stored on the battery? That is 21.6 millijoule. So what is the final energy of the system? So if you write final energy, you will add these two, 27.96 you're going to write millijoule. Okay. So what is the difference in energy? That difference in energy will get dissipated as heat in the wire. Okay. So that is going to be how much? I mean, what we were asked? We were asked heat generated in the circuit. So that will be equal to how much? Initial energy, that was 47.4. So 47.4 minus 27.96 millijoule. And this is going to be how much? 19.44 millijoule. So this is going to be your answer. So this question was like, you just needed to pay the attention. You were just required to not leave any concept or anything. जैसे यहाँ पे energy getting stored on the battery, we might miss out on this one, but actually, if we are looking at questions carefully, we won't. So this was the question. I hope you've understood the question, but if you have doubt anywhere, you can always let me know in the comment section. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care of yourself.